decent life insurance.
Huh. You got life insurance?
Yeah.
How much?
$100,000.
How much you got? Who are you giving them all the money to?
It's my chick.
Why are you giving her everything?
Everything, yeah.
Give her 80. I'll take fucking 20. If I had fucking...
Not divvying it up. It's just her.
Give me 20 so I can move a couple... You know what?
Yeah.
Leave it to her, but let me invest it for her. And I'll fucking turn that 100 of yours into a lifetime.
Put it into a trust.
Let me fucking Mr. Mooney her ass. If she needs anything, she'll come over. And I'll fucking sign the check out for her.
It's going to her, and that's it.
She's going to waste it.
That's her prerogative. She wants to waste it, she can waste it, but that's for her.
Is your funeral supposed to come out of that money?
I don't even want it. Just fucking burn me up.
Do you have any life insurance? You probably can't get it, no.
No, I don't have any.
Wow.
How can you not?
I just never got around to it. Then I kept having heart attacks, and I figured I couldn't get it.
Well, who's going to pay for your burial?
Well, I have some money set aside for that. And I don't want to be buried. I always thought I wanted to be buried. No, just burn me up at this point.
All right.
Let everyone know that, just in case.
All right, done deal. Should I? What am I going to do with your ashes?
You could Hudson River them. Don't keep them on a mantle. I think that scares me.
Why would I keep your ashes on a mantle?
A lot of people keep the ashes of the love, like they go ahead and burn them and then keep them like on a shelf in their house.
Yeah.
Next to the matches.
Yeah. So you just want them poured in the Hudson?
Yeah, that's fine. Just get rid of them.
If we're going to do that, why am I even fucking burning you? Why not just chuck you into the Hudson, let the fish peck at you?
Because I'll bloat.
Yeah, at first, and then you sink back down.
I'm going to surface.
I'll fucking tie chains around you.
It's easy.
I think it would be better to have fish food.
You'd be going back to the earth instead of, hurting the environment by getting sent up in a goddamn incinerator, right?
Mm-hmm. It would be the best for everybody.
Yeah. Don't Tibetan monks just drop dead bodies and throw them to the wolves, literally, and then just feed them? Some places, yeah. Other places, they feed birds with them. Yeah. Because, it's the right thing. It's circle of life. There's no circle of life of burning somebody. Why don't you want to have your ashes spread down in your hometown, Pinellas Park? Hell yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't feel so much like a place where I want to spend eternity. Mm. I don't know. Maybe at a Bucks game if they shot him out of the cannon.
I don't think they let you do that.
We'll be firing more dead bodies
because
the score.
And then the way they fucking score, it's be like, I can't believe it. Grandma's been packed in that fucking cannon now for 3 weeks. There's gonna be an away game. Bill in New York, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, how's it going?
Good, we're just figuring out what to do with Fez's ashes.
You guys called me out on my screen name in the tournament challenge.
What's that?
Shelby didn't have a night. Oh, you said it was boring, unoriginal. I think Shelby told me to fuck you along those lines.
So you're in first place, dude.
Yeah, for now. I got a little hole in my bracket. I don't think I'm going to win, but that's all right.
Well, just that the other name was so good. What was it, Chris?
It was Shelby. Shell's Fat Lips, Pep's Fat Tits.
Yeah.
And then UberX 3. Oh, fucking brainbuster there.
Your name isn't as good, dude.
No, it's not. Well, you're allowed to have, 10 brackets? My first one I named, and then I got boring and lazy on the other 9.
All right, bro. Talk to you later, man.
Hang on. I'll have something for Shelby, though. Shelby told me to fuck off. I'd like to say to him, if my name's that boring and unoriginal, at least I could be qualified to be a producer for the Ron and Fez show.
That is true. He isn't fucking qualified. Here's something that you could do. Just be waiting down here, and when he comes outside, just fucking whip his ass in the street.
Yeah, slap him around a little bit.
Yeah.
Make him your bitch.
Teach him a fucking lesson.
Make him your little slut.
I'll take him by the lips and swing him around.
Nice. All right. Talk to you later, bro.
Good work, UberX 3.
Shelby, you better keep your fucking head on a swivel. This guy's coming. And he's bringing hell with him.
Gotta concealed carry this thing.
I'm surprised he doesn't already carry a gun. It's fucking amount of shit he talks.
Maybe you could have some of your comedy nerd fucking idols walking you outside. Hey, Carl in D.C., you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
I have a bit of a conundrum. I don't know what any of you guys look like, and I've been a huge fan. I don't know if you remember, I went to Chicago with a Bennington Cupcake or Bust sign on the back of my truck.
No.
And anyway, Mike, I got a petrified Bennington Cupcake that I saved. It's one of my valued possessions. Anyway, yesterday, Shelby met a comedian who he didn't know what she looked like, but knew her act. I know what none of you look like. I've never been to the website, and I have my own image in my head. My question is, I'm starting a fresh life. I just sold everything. I'm going on a road trip, and I'm headed to New York. I would like to know if you guys think it's smart to let the mystery be, because I do have so much fun with you. I'm a bit of a loner, and you're my best friends. Or do I come by and take y'all out to dinner?
Carl, I got to tell you the truth. This fucking call is so weird that there's no way we'd want to have dinner with you. If you would have just called out of nowhere and said, hey, I might be in town, maybe I'll stop by and we'll do something with you guys, it would have been great. But the weirdness of the heaviness that you gave this, it's probably while you're a loner.
It's definitely why I'm a loner. I'm a weird cat. But I thought it'd be, if we were going to know what you look like, to meet you face to face was my...
No, not going to happen now. We're all frightened of you. We're as scared as if we're comedy nerds.
Yeah.
You sound like a psycho killer.
Can I ask what Shelby thought of seeing...
Oh, God. Shelby, hide. The bad man's coming. Trace that fucking call.
Yeah, we will, because that guy's going to try to kill us.
And eat us.
I don't mind that.
Circle of life. It's circle of life. We come from the cannibals, so to the cannibals we should be returned.
I don't even see why cannibalism's a fucking crime.
Matt, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Yeah, hey, I got an idea for Fezzi's funeral, Ron. Yeah. Let's take his ashes, soak him in gasoline, and then, as a tribute, that special book of matches, and light him up.
Fez, I thought you bought a plot, a cemetery plot.
Yeah, right after I bought an ash plot next to my dad. Right after he died,
yes.
That was one of those emotional things where it's like, yeah, fine, I want to be near my father. Yeah, give me this plot.
Yes.
So, but I have no intention on going in that thing.
So they just fucking banged you out for however much that costs?
How much it cost?
$150.
That's not so bad.
I figured it would be more.
You know what? I'm going to give you $300. Get me 2 plots anyway.
And then that includes your name on a plaque in the memorial garden.
Memorial garden.
How big is it? Is it a nice garden?
The fucking plot at $150 has got to be fucking tiny.
Ugh. Screw this. It seems like funeral directors are mostly rip-off artists.
Oh, yeah. But here's what happens, because I know a guy who is one. A lot of people come in. My mom died. I want the finest coffin you have. I want ivory things. I want a giant cherub statue, and then they don't pay.
Wow.
Because, like Fez said, it's an emotional thing. So at one point you're crying, I want my mom to have the best. And after that you start to look, $32,000? Fuck this. You ain't getting shit out of me. So they're always the last check to be paid. The last bill that goes out every month is going to be your funeral bill. Here's Tony. Tony, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Tony in Boston.
Hey, Ron. What's happening? I just wanted to comment on the conversation you guys were having about the suicide rates in the spring.
Yeah.
The reason I work for an organization, we do suicide prevention.
Okay, I work for Sirius XM, so we both got good jobs.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we're both helping
Absolutely.
people.
I have a couple of radio shows too. I don't know if you do
You're
that,
doing great.
The reason why people tend to kill themselves more in the spring is actually people are more vulnerable when they have more energy. So people are down in winter months, and they feel, I guess, that other people are down. So they kind of feel like they're not alone. And then in the spring, they feel there are two things. They feel like they're the only ones that are still down while everybody is enjoying, the warmer weather. And then they tend to also have more energy and tend to follow through more with a suicide plan. So that's why it's a time when doctors and family members should be paying attention to someone when they're coming out of their depression, because they're more likely to kill themselves.
Chris, I want you to stay at Fez's house tonight.
Okay.
Now, when people call you, are they less likely to kill themselves? If someone says, I'm going to kill myself, are they less likely?
I don't. It depends. I think if they are reaching out to someone, calling like a suicide prevention hotline, that's just a cry for help. And if they don't hear someone, if they don't get access to someone who can help them, then they are more likely. But yeah, we just say, if someone is telling you that they are thinking of killing themselves, then to always take it seriously, no matter how. I don't know if you think the person is just complaining or whatever, just always take it seriously. So
I would love to work the suicide prevention hotline. If you ever need anybody, I would love to do it.
Absolutely. We'll get you right on the list, Ron.
I'd like to do it while I'm on the air, though, because I feel like I'd get better calls. I feel like I would get better calls there than I do from these people. Like that other weirdo caller before us.
That guy's probably masturbating right now.
I hope he kills himself before he comes up here and murders us.
We could maybe just throw Shelby to him. Maybe that'll satiate his bloodlust.
The only other thing I worry about if I worked a suicide prevention hotline is that I would eventually go like this. You're right. I mean, life is hard. There isn't any reason to go on.
Shit, your life is fucked up.
Chris, if I have to see you picking a fucking pen in your ear and looking at it again, I might kill myself. You do this constantly.
Yeah.
It's fucking subhuman, dude. And, matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, we had a thing with all the bosses. Chris is telling a story and picking his nose as he's doing it.
Oh, God.
Picking his nose as he's telling people what he's supposed to be doing in the coming weeks.
That's bad, huh?
Yeah, it's antisocial.
Ronnie, do you think I can get a quick plug for my organization?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, it's awesome. It's called Screening for Mental Health. We're a national nonprofit. We're actually, if people go to staystrongboston.org, we're setting up support services for people, with the marathon happening and the bombings last year. So thanks, Ron. Appreciate it.
When is the Boston Marathon this year?
The marathon's on the 21st of April on what we have Patriots Day here. They're doing a week before on April 15th. They're going to be doing a memorial service for the bombings. So they're trying to keep it separate. They really want to move on. The city definitely wants to move on.
Sure.
But there are definitely people who are still struggling, and the anniversary will, bring up definitely memories of the bombings and trigger some PTSD. So we're trying to provide some support services for that. So
I can't believe it's only a year. It seems like it's been even longer,
Less than a month.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's weird too, because like everything else, when we had the Boston Marathon bombings, and then we had the Red Sox winning the World Series, and everybody's really like pumped and ready to go, but there's still just people that are still struggling. So, but yeah, it does seem like it was so long ago.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. Good luck with your organization.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate
Peace.
it. Love the new show on Raw Dog. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, although it sounds a lot like the old show today, but that's how our prep goes. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Oscar in Texas, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie B. I'm really thinking about hurting myself. My wife.
Hold on, could you hold on for a second, Oscar? Trying to get a lunch thing in. So you're saying tuna or egg salad? There's no kind of a hoagie or sandwich, or like an Italian sandwich?
No, they're just doing tuna.
I'm not a child. I want to eat like an adult. So go ahead, Oscar.
Oh, yeah. My wife left me, and...
Hold on for 1 sec. 1 sec. There's nothing like hot, like maybe a pasta plate or...
They have soup.
I don't want fucking soup. It's spring. You know what I mean? Soup is a beverage, in my opinion. You should say to me, what do you want to eat? Hot chocolate. Because to me, that's the same as getting a soup.
Chicken soup is a soup. It's not a beverage. Yes,
it's soggy food inside something hot and wet. That's not food.
I really hate soup.
I mean, if you separated the broth away from the thing, that's the meal. If I just handed you soggy potatoes, soggy peas.
That is
so go ahead, Oscar.
I'm sorry, I must have got the wrong number. Is this not the suicide hotline?
All right, thanks. It's just so goddamn annoying. I don't know why. I don't know why people are so quick to commit suicide. I mean, everything else you got to plan in your life, right? Like someday I hope to. Well, everyone should have a someday suicide plan.
I have mine. Was where I throw myself in front of a subway car here in New York City.
That's not a good one, dude. That might not kill you. What you don't want to have is a suicide that may not kill you.
Yeah, failed suicide. There's nothing worse than that.
Especially if you jump in on the wrong end of the track, where it's really just crawling into a stop. You got to hit that other end when it's just barreling into the station.
Fez is saying go down in the tunnel pretty good before you jump out in front of it.
Okay.
Really send those limbs flying.
Why don't you do the opposite? Why don't you just go over and start fucking the third rail until you fucking explode?
See, I feel like that's less of a guarantee than throwing yourself in front of the actual car.
I know, but it's closer to like being an exciting action movie or a video game. Treat it like it's Frogger. Like, just keep fucking around, and everybody's like, he kept yelling that he was playing Frogger.
There's a man on the tracks.
And then if you get hit by a train, just go like this. That could be like your last words.
I'm writing all this down.
You should write it down. And do what you normally do. Fucking lose it right afterwards. There was so many pictures of people that put up with their dogs yesterday. I was shocked.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really great.
Like, it didn't stop. It was just a ridiculous amount of rescues.
It went on. The rescue dog stuff went on in the late into the night.
I loved it. I like dogs. I like cats.
Well, a lot of cats were in there too.
Yeah, I'm a cat fan. A lot of people hate them.
Why didn't you get Fez's cat?
I didn't know he was getting rid of it. I didn't know he was going to kill it.
No one did. I even offered to watch it when he was in the nut hut. And little did I know it was already dead.
Rotting somewhere. Just bloating up. And
Fez also has a piece up of on the iBank today of people that look like they're college mascots. You can check that out. It's up on the Interbank. It's very, very funny. Nice visions of people who look like they're college mascots.
It's like that's the reason why they went to that school.
Brad, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Fezzy, you could get your body shot up into outer space after you die, and maybe you could pin a note on your shirt or something like, hey, if you find me, I died in 2000 whatever, and use your advanced technology to bring me back to life. You might wake up a million years from now after flying around in a spaceship being frozen.
Either that or you get fucking, you're found by ant fucking aliens and they eat you.
That might be tasty.
Mike, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Ronnie B, $1,000,000.
Million.
I just wanted to congratulate Pepper on getting married recently. I want to send him a gift, and I was just wondering what he's registered under on the Silk Road.
I'm not registered on the Silk Road, sir.
Dude, he's trying to give you that kind of gift.
But I do have an email, and it's phicks202@gmail.com.
All right. Boy, you don't fucking get anything. No. You're sitting there fucking, he's trying to give you code words. You're like, I'm not registered to get married, sir. Yeah, you are. Married to some... Hi!
I just want to stay as far away from the Silk Road as possible.
Get right in the middle of it.
No.
Just say you're there for fucking radio purposes. We're doing that journalistic thing to see how Silk Road works.
Yeah, okay. It's the deep net.
See how easy it is. Leslie says never get a double plot when they put the stone on and then they leave it. My great-grandmother, my whole life, and she lived until I was in my 20s, her name was on a stone with her birth date down and the rest left open. So when we went out to see my great-grandfather's plot, I had to look at that. Now, by the way, I think this has changed immensely, that people don't take kids to the cemetery like I was younger. Like, a lot of times on Sundays, we would stop at the cemetery, and my mom and dad would go, you know, brush off some things of some fucking people that were dead. And I'd be like, it'd be a great place to fucking play football. There's a lot of wide open spaces. We could get a ball game going here. You know, I'd be running around the cemetery and stuff, but then I never did that with my kids. I don't think people do it. I don't think they visit cemeteries the way they used to.
My parents never took me to a cemetery. They never.
Well, you don't even have the regular cemetery experience in New York because they're just, you got to go too far away, and then they're massive.
Oh yeah, there's a cemetery in my neighborhood, not my neighborhood, in Queens, that's gigantic. It just goes on forever. It goes on for blocks and blocks and blocks.
I'm gonna actually, when the weather breaks, I'm gonna go over to that Brooklyn cemetery where they have Basquiat and all the old jazz guys and shit like that. I've always wanted to go over there. And now I have a buddy that lives in that neighborhood. So I'm definitely, as soon as it gets nice, go see it. But I haven't been to it. Well, when I was in New Orleans, I was went over to the cemetery.
Oh, nice.
Because I like the above ground thing.
That's really cool.
It's very weird.
The cemetery that my grandparents are in, that I used to have to go to all the time, that can't possibly still be actually in business taking on new customers. Because that thing seemed so full when I was a kid.
Yeah, but they just stopped it. But there was a cemetery in my neighborhood in Pennsylvania that had like Revolutionary War people there. And there was no new tombstones, but those like really old ones. And then some people come there with this like paper and just kind of trace. It's like a fucking hobby you could have, just tracing these gravestones. Like you put this wax paper up on it, run a pencil over it. I would see them doing it all the time.
That's crazy, dude.
Finley, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I'm a little pissed with Pepper Hicks. It's very inconsiderate to throw yourself in front of a train. You know, because you cause all kinds of tie-ups and delays on rush hour.
Yeah, that's the point. I'm a dick. I hate the MTA.
Well,
but you don't hate the other passengers, and that's who you're really fucking up. You know, maybe some guy had to get home and see his baby.
Yeah,
he's going to get there eventually.
Like a kid's field trip or something.
Yeah, eventually is not what we're looking for in our travel plans. Nick, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hi, what's up, Ryan?
Yeah.
Hey, I love the idea of the cockroach cartoon with Shelby as the voice. I was thinking another good character you could add to the show would be Chili Mo, the gay centaur.
My name's not Chili Mo.
Chili Mo, that girl. We ought to give out some Eric Burden today. I forgot. I wanted to be the plug king today. First responders will be doing that later today, and you can win Eric Burden and the animals. And we're going to do that because later in the show we're going to talk to a young lady who's just documented a movie about Boyce and Hart, the guys who wrote them. Those are the guys who wrote all the songs for the Monkees, all the original hits for the Monkees. So, First Responders Contest, and call me the Plug King if you want to, signed by Eric Burden, the animals. 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's Jim. Jim, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, guys, it's when you get a cemetery plot, you're actually just leasing it. It's like a 99-year lease, so that's why you never see one really get filled up anymore, because they just toss you out. Now, what they do with the bodies, I have no clue.
Well, there ain't going to be any bodies after 99 years, is there?
I would assume bones. They don't go anywhere.
Bones don't go anywhere?
Not to my knowledge. That's why they're all in the caverns in France, underground.
I thought it was ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I would just give those the dog ones out to dogs, you know?
Make them happy. What's good as a bag of bones doing anyone?
I wonder why a dog likes a bone so much.
I think because it's very chewable and they love to chew on things.
Yeah, but why do they? There's something with the fucking teeth, right? Their teeth ache or something?
I thought it was like it strengthens the teeth on the dog.
That's You're not going to strengthen something by fucking chewing a bone.
That's what I always thought.
Just because you thought it doesn't mean it makes any sense. Yeah, start typing. Buzz, you start typing too. All ready? Go. Everybody, just typing away. Typing away. And that's radio. That makes up for conversation. Anthony, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey guys, I live down the street from a cemetery, and I find the whole thing like fucking creepy. And I've decided that when I'm ready to go, I think I want to just like watch an episode of Cosmos and jump into a volcano and just scream like from whence I came. Right,
you didn't come from a volcano.
Sure,
are you a mole person from the center of the earth?
Well, I'd rather go like fly into the sun, but that's a little far. We can't manage that. So this is as close as it gets.
I know, it'd be great to go back into the sun, man.
That would be the best.
Great.
Yeah,
I just figure like you owe those atoms back to the fucking universe. They belong somewhere. You're just using them. They ain't yours. Those atoms existed before you were around. They deserve to get back out there again. Meet other atoms.
Form something. I don't know, a meteorite.
Look who it is. It's Hydrack Jenny.
Hello, boys. I don't know how I'm going to follow up a guy who came out of a volcano.
Yeah. Volcano bitch. He calls himself.
Mole man. I like that. Ronnie, you were saying, like, when I was a kid, my parents used to take me we'd go to the cemetery and, like, they clean up the plots and, plant some flowers. And you're right. I go to I go see my dad every now and then. Just, I don't know why. I think it's kind of therapeutic and kind of a little meditative. And I'll go and pop into the, to the cemetery and sit in front of the wall because he's in like a mausoleum in the wall. And it's like my grandparents are there and my great grandparents. But it's like, you don't see people there anymore. Like, I have a friend who's an old school Italian kid. He's like my age, like, 42, 43. He goes once a month and goes and does all of his family plots. There's like 6 of them all in a row, and he goes and plants flowers and because it's old school. Like, I just don't think people think that you need to go to a cemetery to be in touch with the ones that you've lost now. I think it's a little different.
Yeah, it's a different thing, and we're also much more casual people. I mean, this might sound weird. Seemed to me like we were always dressed up at the cemetery. And I don't know why. That's because we went after church. And then my dad said, oh, people don't, he used to say back then, people don't go to the cemetery like they used to. And
they used to do it.
Yeah. My parents actually called me with this whole thing like about a year ago that they had changed their mind on what cemetery that they were going to go to, and they hoped that I wasn't upset about it. I'm like, you're making a bigger deal out of this than you need to. Because Ronnie B ain't going to be hanging around cemeteries. So go where you want to go.
I will say that we went when, my dad died, my mother, my oldest brother, and myself went and picked out the casket. And it's really creepy because you're like in the basement of a funeral home. Yeah. And there's just like it's like a used car. It's like a car showroom. There was like 10 different caskets, and then you could choose them, and each of them have a variation. Like, do you want this, like a little plate on the side? Like, and they were weird, like fish and deer heads. And like if someone was a hunter, like you can customize them. And it was like, I don't know, it was just bizarre to be in there. It was kind of surreal. Like, I was like,
well, you used to see what the white trash people do now. I mean, they just have fucking bizarre ones. A lot of football team stuff.
When we went in to pick out my dad's casket, they had this. It's really creepy because they had all different designs, like up on the wall, but just like a quarter of the casket mounted on the wall so that they could display more. And then you have to like walk through the baby caskets and stuff too. It's that's a horrible thing to do.
Well, why did he have a casket if you cremated him?
He was still in a casket for the funeral.
So a rental.
Yeah. And then
what did it cost you to rent the casket?
I think that was like $1,500, $2,000
to rent,
just for the rental. Yeah,
no way, you're crazy with that price.
I'm trying to remember.
Why would it be that much? It's they couldn't be more than renting a car because they're going to just use it for one night. No way, it's $1,500. No fucking way.
I'll have to ask my brother.
Call him right now because I bet it was $150 tops.
Oh, that's creepy to think about a rental casket, too. That's like you go to the bed store and you buy a used bed. Who the hell wants
I'm sorry, you've been to a hotel before. You're laying in a bed other people have laid in. Just considering like he just checked in for a night. That's why I think the $1,500 is a crazy number.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to buy a used casket. I don't know why. It's weird.
You worry too much, Johnny. You're gonna be fucking. You're gonna be buried in a fucking just a guitar case over at the Hard Rock
with a pair of famous pants on.
How many? Like, if you died today, do you think you'd have a big funeral? I don't even know who I'd want at my funeral. I can't see more than half a dozen people there, tops.
Really? Come on now.
Really? Yeah.
You'd have like hundreds of people.
I don't want hundreds of people there.
Well, I didn't say what you'd want. I'm saying what you'd get.
Who do you think I would get?
I'll be there.
All right, I got Johnny. I know Earl will be there.
I'll be there.
Chris, you don't own a black fucking suit. I don't want you showed up looking that relaxed.
I can't wear a hoodie? I mean, show my respects?
No, that doesn't show your respects. A hoodie doesn't show respects. What do you got, Fez?
Fezzi will be there, won't he?
No.
Well, I don't know if I'll be alive.
Fezzi caused it. I said today I'm going to die. What are you going to die? You're fucking half an hour before me? Trying to steal my thunder?
I know Shelby ain't going to be there, that's for sure. Shelby won't be
I don't want Shelby there.
Good.
Not with his glands.
If Fezzi isn't, who's going to do the eulogy if Fezzi's not there?
I'm not gonna have Fezzi do the eulogy.
I thought his eulogies were great.
I don't want him all locked up doing it. I want it to go fucking smooth.
Fezzi, you got the stick at the funeral.
You know what? If fucking Fez gets up and gets a fucking eulogy, and he like gives a fucking great one, I guarantee you somebody in my family will say, "Oh, so now he talks."
I think Earl would probably give you a great eulogy.
Earl won't even be there when the fucking funeral starts.
Earl will faint.
Earl's late to everything.
He'll get the vapors while he's there, and he'll faint.
All right, Fez, let's hear your eulogy if you want to do it.
We're here today to honor a great man who we all absolutely loved. He was my best friend. It's Ron Bennington. Of course, you know that. That's
oh, God.
Here.
That is seriously. This fucking. Are you giving me a eulogy or a live read? I want you to give me something fucking that's really going to be great.
And to enter your promo code for Ron Bennington's funeral.
You say, we're here to honor a great man if a statesman dies. I am not a great man. That's not the way you eulogize me.
This will re-air Saturday at 8.
Seriously, it's a fucking live read.
Check on demand for Ron Bennington's funeral.
By the way, everybody check on demand all the time you can, please. We got it running now, but it's a pain in the ass. John, will your buddy John get me out a press release?
Yes, if you pass, we'll get you a press release out immediately.
Yeah, make it a really good one too.
It won't start with a great man or anything like that.
Right. Act like you know me. Not that somebody paid you to come in and do this. All right, do the proper eulogy, Fez.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. On the saddest day any of us could imagine, when we bury Ron Bennington and we say goodbye to him. He was the one true friend to me.
Jesus, don't make it all about you, okay? Make it about my life a little bit, but for 5 seconds, you know what I mean? Don't make it about you. Start from the top. Make it really great, though. No one's crying. I know Chris didn't even look sad. If anything, you gave a disgusted look. Twice, seriously. I need somebody to fucking pull this off and nail it for me.
You had to
nail
do this on a weekend.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this, but...
Why should you do that? Why would this be the only thing you could ever get through?
But I wanted to...
Now start from the top.
We're here today for our friend Ron Bennington. As I look out, I see so many people whose lives he touched. And think about the ones, his many, many listeners, and those lives that he touched as well.
Wait a minute.
Who aren't here,
that quickly?
and all the lives that he was able to touch.
Fez, stop with the touching.
Radio.
A lot of touching going on.
You got me just going around manhandling people. But don't bring up listeners at my fucking funeral. Stop checking your fucking phone. This is a eulogy.
Listeners got
I wouldn't do it at the funeral.
You're doing it now. This is the fucking run. You got to be in the moment. And your voice didn't even crack once. I swear to God, it sounds like he's burying a stranger. You know what it sounds like? Someone found a dead bird and the kids felt sad, so you took it in the backyard, put it in a fucking milk carton, and then you're pretending you're at a funeral. Make it a real funeral, Fezzi. Come on.
Today was a day I never wanted to see happen. It's when we say goodbye to Ron Bennington. Ron was my very best friend.
Again, stop making it about you. It's for everybody. My fucking kids are sitting there, and you're going to be like, oh, this is my personal loss. Well, at least one of my kids will be there, I'm sure. Come on, Fez, give me a real one.
Today's the saddest day I can think of. We're saying goodbye to Ron Bennington, a man who was so important to so many people, more people than he even realized, through his radio show and his interviews.
Oh my God, please. Just stop it. If you don't want to do this, just say, I don't want to do it. You're going to bring up fucking interviews during a goddamn beautiful funeral?
Left out the touch.
His carny work, drug sales,
Jesus,
and the short time that he was involved in the smash and grab industry.
Like a resume. Then
you know what? Actually say that I was the secret fucking head of the Pink Panthers. That would be exciting. Did you guys see 60 Minutes this week?
I didn't see it, no.
It's that group, they call them the Pink Panthers, that fucking ride motorcycles into the mall, smash the things, and grab diamonds. They're my favorite criminals of all time.
Oh, that sounds great.
I mean, I think if you're going to be a man and pull off a fucking crime, stealing diamonds has got to be up at the top.
That maybe art, also stealing crazy ass art.
Where are you going to sell that?
I guess like secret rich dudes. I don't know. Other criminals, I would guess, is where the
what other criminals are going to want your fucking art? How many guys? Criminals normally have velvet fucking paintings. You unfocused bastard. You can't turn over. If you steal Rembrandt, you're not going to be able to sell it to somebody because they can't put it up.
It wasn't that missing. There's a great painting and all, but
that Warhol that you have there,
the Mona Lisa. I think they mentioned that was
to my private collection. But not even I can look at.
I think robbing a bank it's too low brow now.
Well, you'll see like every now and then some guy just goes to the bank with a note. No one ever has a gun anymore. It's like, and they get like $2,000, and then they get caught.
Yeah, there's
an hour and a half
later. Fucking stealing from a 7-Eleven or a Wawa.
It's like if you could orchestrate something where you emptied out the safe but didn't just stick up a teller, that would seem a little bit more...
Is this the eulogy?
No.
Okay, because it's the first time I saw you throwing yourself into it. Well, what would be in the safe, though? What's in the safe at those places? Because they don't keep the kind of bread that they used to years ago. No one shows up and goes, I need that $1 million in fucking cash right now. Where these diamonds, it doesn't take that many diamonds. I mean, you could have a lunch bag and it's worth a fucking $1 million of diamonds.
You need to hit like a Federal Reserve. If you're going to hit a bank, it's got to be...
Let's suppose even if you do that, then you got to have trucks to empty that thing out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's diamonds would probably be the easiest.
Or if you went into the safe deposit boxes and just emptied out people's old jewelry and stuff from there.
But that's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot going into safe deposit box.
All right. While we've been waiting for Fez, he didn't get to us. Mikey has come across. Mikey D, one more time. Beats him to it. By the way, he had a thing yesterday, and I didn't even bring it up to Fez. He beat Fez on this thing. So then he wrote back, he goes, you trying not to have me show up Fez anymore? And I go, no.
He can't show me up, or else he'd be working here.
He actually just did send us here $750 to rent a fucking casket. That's crazy to me. $750. You might as well just say, I'm just going to put him on the couch in a fucking nice suite in a hotel for the night. Suburb suite, not a city suite.
Oh, okay.
You'd be fucked in the city. And then Leslie says, Go ahead.
And then they say they change the inside. They take the whole insides of the casket out for the next person to rent it.
Yeah, you're changing the sheets. Mikey has all that written down. Say thank you, Mikey.
I had all of it before.
You know what? This reminds me. I'm going to have Mikey do my eulogy.
Oh, he would be good. He would drum it.
He would be. He'd actually put thought into it.
It would be heartfelt.
It would be nice.
Astoria heartfelt. People from Astoria are always very nice like that.
Would you want me to do your eulogy, Fez?
Yes.
I'm fucking telling the truth. If I do. I'll be like this. It's so wonderful to see so many people here that I've heard Todd say so many bad things about over the years.
Don't fucking flip the casket by the end of it.